Hi kids, Grandpa here. Today we're going to spend some time in the Florida Everglades. The best part about this trip is I get to do it with Heidi, my youngest daughter. And Heidi and I are going to check it out. Let's go see it. When people think of the Everglades, they think of alligators. Yes, Florida has a lot of alligators, but there's a lot of other stuff to see too. Some parts of the Florida Everglades look like this. Just marshland grass, kind of like a prairie. This part of the Everglade has pine trees. We're in a pine forest, but down on the ground are a bunch of palms. They grow together. Some parts of the Everglades have trees, like what you see here. This part has ponds and lilies. There could be alligators in there. These grasses here are taller than a tall man can reach. And some parts of the Everglades look like this. This is a big pond. You can be sure there are alligators in there too. In this part of the Everglades, there are lots of tall palm trees. These palm trees here are really big. They're called royal palms. This part of the Everglades looks like a jungle. Almost anything could be in there. Well, Heidi, what do you think of this place?
Oh, it's pretty amazing. It's really cool because here where all the plants grow so closely together, the most valuable thing is sunlight. And so if you look up, a lot of trees won't have any leaves until the very top of them, because that's where they can find the sun.
There's a nurse log. They call it a nurse log because that old dead log is a nursery for little plants to start growing on. Believe it or not, we're looking out onto the ocean. It really seems surprising because here we have green trees growing out into it. Heidi is standing on a buttonwood tree that actually grows right out into the salt water. The mangrove is pretty awesome because it can grow in salt water right out of the sand from the sea. You can see all of these roots that come in actually came out from the trunk and go down into the sand. This plant here is called a sea grape. I know it doesn't look much like a grape, but it sure has these really neat round leaves. These little things here are where the grapes used to grow. They've all fallen off by now. The grapes are actually edible, but they're pretty sour. They use them for making jam. But this is a pretty cool plant too, because it can grow right into the salty sand, right by the sea. It doesn't care about the salt. When storms come, seeds will come right over it, and it doesn't even care. The trunk of that tree looks pretty interesting. Actually, what that is a strangler fig wrapped around a palm tree. You can see where the strangler fig sprouted, right on the side of that palm tree. The tree of the strangler fig grows up, and its roots grow down. Once they hit the ground, they can start getting their nourishment from there instead of from the air and other things. With its roots wrapped around the palm tree, it'll eventually kill it. It'll strangle it. That's a strangler fig. Well, Heidi, what do you think of this place?
It's pretty amazing. I've seen 11 alligators so far and just about 150 meters walking back and forth. We've seen a ton of different kinds of fish as well as several birds. There's that one over there trying to position a fish so he can eat it. He's having a hard time though. He wants to get it in his mouth without dropping it. Closely, there's a bunch of fish. And the really cool thing is all of this is just a few feet from the highway.
So right behind us here we've got 3 alligators. You can see 2 of them on the rocks, and then one of them is sitting right there. Just his nose is poking out of the water. The alligators live here because, as you can see in the water, there's lots of fish. You can see them jumping up, and that's good food for the alligators. They also have water year-round, which helps them keep cool and provides their food source.
Can you see those little baby alligators? They sure are kind of cute, aren't they? I don't think you'd want to make them very unhappy though, because their mother's nearby. This bird here is an egret. It's hunting for fish and frogs and little things like that. This bird is an anhinga. It eats fish too. Here's another anhinga looking at it from its backside. Right there's a turtle. You can see he's eating something. Here's a better look. We also saw lizards and snakes. Check out these snails. They're really colorful, aren't they? There's a cool bird. That bird is a vulture. He eats dead things. That's an osprey nest. Ospreys are birds of prey. That means they eat other things. Osprey eat fish. This creature is a manatee. It's much bigger than a person is. It eats plants that grow in the water. That's the tail. There he goes. That creature there is a crocodile. He's about 10 feet long. You don't want to swim with him. Okay, kids, time for a test. What's the name of that tree? I'll give you a hint. These can come off of it.
What are they called?
What's this called? Yep, there's a coconut. And that's a palm tree. Now I have no idea if that's a coconut or not a palm tree. That is a palm tree. Okay, next test question. What's this tree? See the roots that go down? That's a mangrove. A mangrove tree. Did you get it? Good. Okay, next test question. What's the name of this? It has round leaves. It can grow in salty places. And it has grapes, or at least things they call grapes. Yes, you're right. That's a sea grape. Do you recognize this plant? It's choking out another tree. What's it called? You're right. It's a strangler fig. Next question. When is it okay to feed an alligator? Never! This one's fake. Heidi and I had a great time. We hope you did too. Bye!